Hi, everybody. It's Linda G and Mel.
Hey, everybody.
Do you have any announcements?
Um, well, I'm excited about Mago, but people are asking about with holidays coming up, how to get along with family members that are ultra right and this and that. And I've been watching on YouTube people doing kind deeds. And I think one of the ways is just, tell the family that you're not going to discuss politics. And if they go on about it, then tell them you're not going to stay.
Yeah.
The other thing I think that raise the vibration is I try to do it every day is just do something nice for somebody. It could be a smile. It could be calling somebody that's not feeling well and say, how are you? It could be anything. It doesn't have to cost you any money. And I think if we remember that during this time of Hanukkah and Christmas and all the other holidays and try it every day,
Right.
It'll rub off a little bit.
There you go. There you go.
That's kind of how I try to live my life.
Okay.
Of course, there are days I can be an a-hole too, but.
Right. So we have questions, my dear.
All righty.
What's Mel's thoughts on the Devil's Army in Florida?
Oh, I've been getting a lot of questions about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that familiar with it, but he can try that all he wants. But, I don't know if the governor calls out the National Guard or who calls them out. But if he tries crap like that, he's going to be put down real quick.
Okay.
My guides show me he will
I
not.
don't think Florida's into it either. I don't think they like that.
No.
You know what that's about? That's about they're going to monitor people and stop the voting because he knows he's going to lose.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? They'll try it in other states too. The thing that concerns me is this almost seems like the state seceding without secession, because secession is illegal. And if they try that in other southern states, it's going to be quelled really fast.
Yeah.
You know what? It's going to look really bad for those ultra right-wing Trumplicans like DeSatan and Abbott and all of those. Right. So in a way, if they try it, it'll be quelled, but it might help to turn the tide and show people what these jerks are all about.
Yeah, there's going to be a challenge, a legal challenge against this. He's going to pack his stuff and go. Mm-hmm.
I've got my gypsy cards here. Let me pull
these. Yep. Not going to work. It's a pipe dream.
Well, they think this is going to run the way.
At the moon.
They think this is going to pave the way for them to success and recognition and higher political gain. But let me take a look here. Oh, no, it won't work. I see enemies, and they'll think they're winning for a while, but they won't.
Okay. Now listen, I want to just make an announcement, everybody. Biden stopped keep them in Mexico. Remember, he used the Trump thing?
Yes.
Well, he had to because Texas and someplace else sued. And the judge told the Biden administration they have to go back to the Trump thing. So until they challenge that again, they did make some sort of agreement with Mexico. But I just don't want people to think that Biden made this on himself. It was because he was sued and told to.
Well, that'll be challenged in court.
Yeah.
All right. And I see a lot of dark clouds around that federal judge, whoever, or it might have been a state judge, I don't know, who said that Biden couldn't change it, but it will be overturned. And so I agree, Linda, everybody don't get your underwear in a bunch, because ultimately the courts will rule in Biden's favor.
Or for our age, don't get your depends in a bunch. Why do we dream reruns? Why do we dream in the same dreams over and over?
Why do we dream of the same dreams over and over?
Over and over. I meet a lot of people that have that. I've had continual dreams where I'm doing something, I wake up, go back to sleep, and continue.
That's called lucid dreaming. Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
It depends on the theme of the dream. Like, for example, when I dream I'm flying, and I've got like a towel or a sheet and I can just fly all over the place. I love that flying dream. but it always means that I'm under stress or I'm worried about something. And then there's these like monsters coming after me and I'm flying away laughing.
Right,
And,
right,
and so my flying dreams just means escape, or that it lets me know that there's a lot of stress going on in my life.
right,
So I
right,
think it can be reflective of things going on in our life.
right. But there are some repetitive dreams people keep having.
Oh,
Sometimes I
absolutely.
even think it's past life related.
That thing is what?
I even think it's past life related.
Oh, it can be, absolutely.
Yeah,
And it can be a future life too.
right, right. Do you do mediumship? I forgot.
Yes.
What does Dr. Jonas Salk have to say about the coronavirus, the man who invented the polio vaccine?
Well, I mean, what my guides tell me and what I'm intuiting, the energy of Dr. Salk that I hook into is it's very simple. You know, people got vaccinated and it eradicated polio,
Mhm.
and people are going to have to get vaccinated to eradicate COVID, period.
Right,
Uh,
exactly.
and Dr. Salk is saying that this vaccine is not harmful. There will be a few people that might have a reaction to it, but it is safe. And, you know, he's coming through telling people to get vaccinated, period. Um,
Yep.
he's showing me the number 1, and I'm asking what that means. And within a year, maybe even sooner, luckily, this whole COVID thing will be behind us. It'll still be endemic in the population. It'll still be there. Just if people get vaccinated, Dr. Salk is saying the virus can't mutate because people are immune to it.
Okay, okay.
So
So here's a good question for you.
I asked him about Omicron virus. Omicron is the Greek letter O. There's O
Yeah.
right in. And he says it's not going to be as bad as what everybody's worried about.
Good,
It'll be more contagious, but not as deadly.
right.
So,
That's probably why the stock market is going up big time,
right,
because they know it's not going to be any shutdowns.
exactly.
Hey, from Patricia, Hawaii has a big homelessness problem.
Wow.
I'd be homeless in Hawaii myself.
Well,
The
nobody ever freezes to death, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
the median cost of a house is $1 million and the median cost of a condo is 500,000. Locals are suffering under the priority of tourism. Will the state of Hawaii ever solve this problem?
Well, what happened is many years ago, foreigners came in and inflated the property values and they tried to sell them and the market crashed. And the other part of it is you're on an island, so land's at a premium. I know $1 million there get you absolutely nothing. It's actually a little bit worse in California
Wow,
than San
yeah.
Diego. But I do see affordable housing in Hawaii, and I do see the state stepping in to say, wait a minute, you know, for the Kama'ainas are people that live there who are residents of the state, to make it a little bit easier and more affordable for them.
Yeah, good, good. This is a good question from Christine. Is having an ego a human thing, or do extraterrestrials have egos too? And are there different dimensions or levels of ego? Shadow ego versus light ego, third dimension ego versus fifth dimension ego? Very good question.
Ego just means self.
Mm.
And I think when it gets overinflated, we get kicked in the butt.
Well, if we live through our ego, we need the ego.
Yes, we do.
But we don't need to be laying in it 24/7.
Or have it overinflated.
Yeah.
Or underinflated. You know, it's all about balance. You know, I think if our ego's healthy, it can keep us in balance, not imbalance.
Right, right.
I don't know about different kinds of ego. I just say ego.
Well, if your feelings get hurt a lot, you have a big ego.
Or you're very secure, which is a deflated ego.
Well, if you're constantly getting hurt by something someone says and stuff, I believe, and Eckhart Tolle talks about this too, that egos, if you're really constantly getting hurt by stuff, it's not necessarily deflated ego. It's all because you're making everything about you.
It's true. That is true. I mean, I think sometimes we might do things not intentionally to hurt somebody, and it does. But I think if that's the case, you step up to the plate and you say, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Right.
And that kind of balances things out. But you're right. I think there are a lot of
But
people.
there are some people out there, it's always about them getting hurt.
Oh, of course. Because you know
Did
why?
I say something wrong? Did I do? It's like, you know
You know
what?
why, Linda? It's attention seeking.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
It's all about attention seeking. So
Listen, Sherry wants to know, will the Dems change the makeup of the Supreme Court?
yes, thank God. I keep seeing more justices.
Me
and,
too.
And that brings up the question of Roe v. Wade. Can I touch on that real quick?
Sure.
Okay. When I asked my guides about Roe v. Wade, they showed me an ear of corn, and the corn was being peeled back. And that's Roe v. Wade, to keep kind of shuck it, to strip it. And it got down to the corn cob, and I'm like, uh-oh. But then they show me a brand new ear of corn and the hand of justice trying to pull away the layers, and they couldn't. So right now, I think that this Supreme Court that just heard this Roe v. Wade case, I think they'll uphold that, what was it, 15 weeks or something. But then when we get more justices, I see more lawsuits. And at that point, the Supreme Court will uphold Roe v. Wade.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's what I was seeing too.
I do think they'll put limits on abortion. They're not going to go with late-term abortion. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
That'll never happen.
Right.
But I think they'll say that probably 4 months, or maybe 4.5 months, and limit it to that. But they're going to say that these states cannot have vigilantes, and they cannot stop a woman from the right to her body.
Right. This is very upsetting to women. Morning Joe this morning. I don't know why I had it on. I try not to watch it. They were talking, him and another guy, about, oh, well, this is kind of becoming a nothing burger because people can still get abortions and blah, blah, blah. It's two men talking about it. And I thought, no, dudes, you don't understand. It's the fact that you're taking away the right of a woman.
That's right.
I'm voting. Women shouldn't vote. Although they don't do that. You see what I'm saying?
I'm a man, and I don't necessarily believe in abortion. However, don't everybody send me negativity, please. But I believe in a woman's right to have one, and I believe in a woman's right to do with her body what she pleases.
Yes.
And all of these Trumplicans are telling us, government can't tell me what to do. They can't tell me to wear a mask, can't tell me
to get vaccinated.
But yet they want to let the government tell a woman what she can do with her body, specifically put their eyes in her vagina or in her uterus. And I have a problem with that.
So, okay.
If guys got pregnant, if a guy could get pregnant, I will bet you this whole abortion thing would have been nipped in the bud a long time ago.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Maybe what they should do to control abortion is say, every time a guy gets a woman pregnant and she doesn't want the pregnancy, whether it's rape or incest, we are going to neuter that guy. How much do you think, how quick you want to think that the whole thing would end? What's going to happen is a lot of people are getting tired of white, racist, bigoted old men running the country. And
right.
Linda, my guides show me a lot more women in power. And
the women thing is getting ready to happen. I can smell it.
Oh, it's starting.
I can smell it. And it was exacerbated by this Roe versus Wade thing.
That's right. That's exactly right. 70% of us want Roe v. Wade, and this court is doing that to us.
After they sat and lied about it when they were getting interviewed with the Congress. Oh, yeah, no, exactly. It's precedent. I'm going to stick with it.
Exactly.
Just like what's your face said, can we handle the stench?
Well, Amy Coney Barrett is not on my list because she, I think, is on a board of directors or something for some private school. And there were these adopted kids that were going there and their parents were gay. And she kept those kids out of that school because they had gay parents.
Jeez.
So I see her off the court. And I see Kavanaugh off.
She's not stepping down when her husband's stuff comes up before the Supreme Court conflict of interest. She's not paying attention. Don't worry, she's
No,
gonna
she's
go.
not. But as I said, I see a lot more women in power. And if anything, this whole ultra conservative court who says they're not political, well, that's a bunch of BS. They are. It's going to put a lot more women in power.
And
I
then
see.
you got the one woman in there saying, but what's the big deal? You can just give the baby up at the fire station.
You know, when I heard that, my blood boiled. I'm going to tell you why. I was on the board of directors for an adoption agency. Okay. So now what they're saying is we can tell you that you can't get an abortion. So we can tell you what to do with your body. Okay. But once that baby's born, oh, just leave it at a fire station.
Yeah.
Have they looked at the foster care in this country? It's abominable. Let the kid be born, but we don't have to worry about it once it's born.
Right.
Sorry, that doesn't fly.
No.
You know, I believe in women in power. And as I said, I see a woman of color as president.
I know.
I don't know.
I think that Stacey Abrams has got a good possibility. Eventually, not right away. It may be Kamala.
At first, I thought it might be Kamala, but I don't know. I think Stacey could very easily do it.
Okay, listen, here's a long one. Planet Earth question. I know crystals are sentient beings capable of communication. I bought a Lumerian record keeper crystal in Canada and had it confirmed by a well-known Peruvian shaman when I visited Peru in 2012. The writing on it is an ancient Incan text. What does this mean? Any information your guides can shed to this?
I'd have to think about that. I don't have a clue.
Neither do I.
Mm-mm.
I'm not a crystal person. I
I'm
don't
not
collect
either.
crystals. Yeah.
I mean, I know about rocks and stuff. I just don't know a lot about crystals.
Yeah. So sorry, Celestial. We'll have to forward it to someone we know that likes
To get a
crystals.
crystal person that'll know.
Martha says she meditates on the part of Gospel of Luke about the shepherds in the fields keeping watch over the sheep. When I get to the part that says an angel of the Lord appeared before them, I sense light and feel a vibration around my body. What is this? It happens every time I mentally repeat those words.
Did she say it was Matthew or Luke?
Luke.
I think that she's probably hooking the spirit of St. Luke.
I think she's connecting. And the angel of light. Yeah, because it is light. It is all light.
That's what God is light.
So please let us know how the souls of children who were killed at school shootings in Michigan are doing on the other side. My heart, as many others, is so sad within for all the families.
Well, I can tell you right now, they're speaking up saying that enough of this gun violence. And we always say that, but you know, what I'm hearing is that this Rittenhouse case, when he was acquitted, 17-year-old with an automatic that went out and killed 3 people, that gave this other kid ideas. What's his name? Cromley ideas to go in school and start shooting.
He was struggling mentally. He was very bad. And the schools begged the parents, get him into some sort of therapy, please. The school's gonna get sued too, because they should have said, no, he goes home now.
He was blinking red. But you think about it, then, you know, if somebody has those kind of mental things going on, the mental imbalance, and they see something like Rittenhouse getting away with it, that's fodder, that puts fuel to their fire that just feeds their mental illness to go out and try something like that.
I feel they're all vibrationally doing very well. I see them being amongst their families.
They are.
That they're still alive.
They are vibrationally very well. I feel that too, but I do think they're saying that we need to speak up and say that schools have to be a safe place and that we need gun control, and they will help us speak up against gun violence.
Well, remember what Jesus told, who was that guy that ordered him to be crucified? He told him, you would not have any power unless my Father gave it to you.
Right.
And I'm almost sensing by these children that I'm looking at now that this was part of the plan. Sometimes people, believe it or not, have signed up for things before they come here.
I don't know about that, but I don't know how to rectify the tragedy that's happened to those families.
But there's more tragedy to come. And part of the plan is that we're given the option to say no more.
Right. And part
But
of,
you
and I
notice how the repubes are totally dead silent on all this?
of course, absolutely.
Dead silent.
How much do you want to bet at that with one of their kids, one of those politicians' kids, a repube that had been in that school? They would have been screaming.
Yeah.
They
But you know what? You can in the state of Texas, you got a line that you can call for someone that you think's having an abortion. But there's no line that you can call for someone you think's going to shoot in a school.
I rest my case. Look what came up. I pulled a car. Look at that.
Yeah, barking at the moon.
Yep.
Oh, Christy says the student loan debts are unimaginable and debilitating. Also have high interest rates. Will a realistic future solution be made? I know if you don't pay if you go for years or whatever, you don't pay your loan, they won't help you. But will they come to a conclusion about these student loans where it can be reasonable?
The answer is yes.
Okay.
All right. Like, look, I see justice. So the answer is yes. I mean, it's ridiculous that you have to pay the rest of your life to go to college. That's crazy.
Well, I had a friend who worked in the student loan business and did a really good business, but their interest rates were really low. It was competition, and so they were able to get really low rates. And then when the government took over, forget about it.
I think I paid 1% or something.
Oh, yeah.
But mine, if I would work in healthcare for X amount of time, it was at least half of it was forgiven. So that's what I did.
Okay, so this is weird. I don't know who this is. Maybe you do know. Linda said, will the family and authorities ever find out what happened to Orrin and Orson West? And will they be held accountable?
I don't know who that is either.
I don't know either.
I got one for you. Jennifer and James Crumbly, the parents of Ethan, somebody asked, what did they know? I mean, they hid, but they want to know why they hid.
Okay.
I think the parents hid out because they knew that they were in trouble. And I think they were confused. They didn't know what to do. I don't think they had planned to run away a long distance, but I just didn't think they knew what to do.
Oh, okay. Before we go there, I just want you to know, I looked up these babies. They're two babies, 9 months old, been missing. And I don't feel they're alive. I think the father had something to do, and they suspect the father too.
I don't feel a life force with it either.
I don't feel a life force, yeah.
Let me
But
see.
I think they're going to find them, and I don't get that often. Poor angels.
The father did have something to do with it.
Okay.
In fact, I'm hearing he's lying. They will find them, and I see them near woods, shallow graves. The remains will be found, and the father will be convicted of murder.
Whoa, good.
I picked up.
Okay, so what were you just talking about before I so rudely interrupted you?
No, don't worry. We're on a roll. Jennifer and James Crumbly, they're the parents of Ethan, and they were hiding. And people want to know, did they really plan to flee, or what was going on? And I just said that I think they didn't know what to do, and they were afraid because they knew they were in deep doo-doo. And the thing to do would have been talk to a lawyer and turn themselves in. But I just think
they had an attorney. They had two attorneys.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But, yeah, they had talked to a lawyer, but for some reason they panicked and went in that space, even talking about mutual suicide. That's what I heard. It's interesting. They've paid for an attorney out of their money, and meantime, the child gets a public defender.
You know what? That's what just hit me. That's the word I couldn't think of. It was panic on their part.
Yeah. Panic and afraid, and even thought about a shootout, thought about, you know, shooting each other, etc.
Well, the father bought that gun for that kid.
Yeah, and also the father's a pretty good diabetic and didn't even bring his insulin. So maybe he was hoping he'd be taken out.
Yep, I think they were contemplating suicide as well. Okay, that's the only one I have.
Okay, why did CNN fire Chris?
Oh, that's a good one.
Did Letitia James do this on purpose? I
I'm
heard
sorry?
I heard Letitia James was the one that sent everything over to CNN.
Well, I think they think that he was trying to help his brother. You know, I don't know exactly know what he was doing, but you know, I think there are other people at CNN, one person in particular, whose name I won't mention, that was a lot worse than Cuomo, and he's still working there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
Cuomo's he's not gonna be hurt. He's gonna move on.
he will move on. I think, you know, I think that they said there was some woman who came forward. She was obscure and she made some kind of charge about he did something to her years ago, which is like
That's a nothing burger. I
that's
feel
nothing burger.
that's Trump right there. Remember
That's
how Trump tried to get that woman to claim that Biden first he molest, you know, he put his hands on her. Next thing she was actually assaulted by him. And I kept telling everybody this is fake. And even that gal from Morning Joe, what's his wife's name?
Oh, I can't think of her name.
If you'll notice, Biden doesn't go on Morning Joe. But
Yeah,
anyway, because she was like, you need to talk about this. What do you think about this? And he was just like, in a way I could see he was taken back. She didn't want to talk about the issues. She wanted to talk about this woman with this fake. He says, you know what, honestly, I have no remembrance of her.
right.
Sure enough, she ended up being fake.
You know, when I heard about this obscure woman supposedly from the past, the first thing that went through my head was Cheeto Head. Cheeto Head. He planted that story. And you know what? I pulled a card on it.
The CNN thing is partly Cheeto Head.
That's right. You know what? I pulled a card on it and look what came up, the moon, which means secrets coming to the surface. It'll come out.
There you go, my friend.
I tend to think he got a raw deal. That's what I think.
Yeah. Will Trumpers ever get the disservice they've done to this country?
Well, I think a lot of them think they're doing a great service to this country.
Oh, did you see his latest Christmas card?
No, but you got to
He's
tell
at
me.
the Winter White House.
Oh my God.
No joke, the Winter White House. He's got little Christmas balls with the pictures of his family. Guess who comes in first? Ivanka, then Melania. And he also says president.
Well, he still thinks he's president.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now, you said he's got little Christmas balls on there?
Christmas balls in the corner. You can just Google it.
You're
They
right.
got Christmas balls, and the first one is Ivanka, and the second one is Melania, and then all the other children.
You're right. He has a lot of Christmas balls.
But he's just, I'm just so sorry. It's not going to be pretty, and you know what? It's just not going to be pretty.
Well, he thinks he's still president. I mean, he's got McCarthy in his hip pocket, and he's got you know, like those people that didn't testify in front of Congress, they flipped their middle finger at Congress, or are going to plead the fifth. That came directly from Cheeto Head.
Yeah. And he would never do anything like that for them. Never.
Oh, no way.
Never. But did you hear on his interview that he admitted that he fired Comey because if I hadn't fired him, I would not be president anymore.
Well, hello.
Hello.
He told on himself.
He admitted on camera obstruction of justice.
You know, Trump always tells on himself. The thing is, the DOJ has to do something about it.
How's the Christmas season going to be?
It'll be interesting.
It feels kind of calm to me.
Well, you know, I don't think the supply shortage is affecting things much for prices going up. But I think that Biden's going to look in. My guides tell me Biden will look into this price gouging by stores and put it into that.
Okay. Okay.
But there will be little eruptions here and there, but I see a peaceful Christmas season, so good, or holiday season.
So when the hell is Matt Gaetz going to jail?
Well, they're still investigating. Here again, he will go to jail.
Okay.
As I've said before, my guides show me they're just not going to throw something against the wall to see what's going to stick.
Right.
They're going to investigate this really, really well. So when they go after him, they've got him. I mean, they've got some major stuff on him, major. And
Well, apparently it was just out on Newsweek or something. The police captains for the Capitol Police are saying that the generals that testified before Congress all lied. One is General Flynn.
Oh yeah.
And another general, and they're saying they all lied to Congress. This is going to come back and bite them.
And they'll be able to prove that they lied to Congress.
Right.
I mean, Flynn is going to be under indictment.
I've always saw that, not the other Flynn, but his brother, General Flynn. I've always seen him in trouble.
I think he's going to be stripped of his military stuff, and I see him under indictment and convicted.
Good.
And who was the other one that he pardoned? Oh God.
Bannon.
Well, Bannon will go to jail.
Roger Stone.
Stone will go to jail.
He knows it too. He's already announced to everybody.
Well, and a lot of these people that are pleading the fifth, it's not going to work.
What about Giuliani? We haven't heard nothing about him, but I know he knows his days are numbered.
He does. I think he'll flip. I always said that two of those people they caught, of those four people that served Trump, would flip, but at some point they will.
Okay. Here's a good one. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that, these people that lie to Congress, they must think Congress is stupid. Don't you think Congress knows they're lying?
Right. So, Joel Osteen. What's up with that?
Oh my God, the money behind the wall?
Yeah, the cops have talked to him. Now, the money that was found will have to go to the insurance because they filed an insurance claim.
Would they file an insurance claim on? I don't even know.
On $600,000 that was stolen.
Oh.
They claimed it to be stolen, but someone put it by the toilet in the bathroom. It wasn't Joel, it was someone else, but did Joel know about it? And I'm almost feeling like they were paying so much in the insurance fees. Someone said, well, let's make a claim. Let's hide this money. You can get it later and let's make a claim. And he said, yeah, go for it.
My feeling is he knew about it.
I feel like he knew about it, but I don't see them being able to prove he knew about it.
But you know what? It's going to bring it is kind of like the PTL. Remember, Praise the Lord with Jim Baker, how that all fell down and came. That's exactly what's going to happen with Joel Osteen.
Right. Joe makes most of his money off his books and stuff, but yeah, he's about ready.
Well, he still gets donations from, and I think they're going to start looking into what happened with those donations. Did he use it? What he said he was going to use it for? And I don't think so.
Right.
I mean, he's got a lot more coming out against him.
Right.
I'm asking if he could even end up.
People are asking about Bob Dole, but I don't pick up people when they first die. I have to give them a little time to adjust.
Yeah, it's too soon. I'm not picking up anything on it either. I'm sure that he's a gas.
Matt G. Well, what the hell's going on? Let me just double check if my cards are still saying.
I'm sure that he's a gas at what's going on in the Republican Party, Bob Dole. Oh, Matt G. Oh.
Yeah. He's got some evil.
Is he married?
Yeah, didn't he just, or he's engaged?
Well, that's not going to work out because I see a symbol of two hands together and then apart. I see his passport revoked. He's going to think of fleeing, but that won't work. Another person very close to him is going to come out and spill the beans on some things.
It wasn't the partner that's already spilling the beans?
No, it's going to be somebody else. Could be. I'm feeling a female. And so, I just see disaster for him.
So this female on top of the decks is like, this is the one that closes the deal.
Right.
Okay. So listen, let's do a quick throw on the 2 weeks that Liz Cheney said we're going to have 2 weeks of nothing but live, showing everybody the proof, showing everybody what happened on January 6th, giving everybody the bits to the puzzle. Oh, I feel like it's going to be monstrous.
And that won't even be over. I mean, that's just going to be the icing. That's just going to be scratching the surface.
Right, right.
So you're asking about the outcome of it?
Yeah, I want to know about the outcome of the
Right.
2 weeks that Liz Cheney says they're doing it.
Ooh, it's going to show there were payoffs. Ooh.
And also, I got to tell you that reality winner. Did you see that thing on 60 Minutes last night?
No.
She did not do this to be some sort of underhanded sneak or spy. She let out that information because it showed Russia was right in our voting. And just like President Carter says, it will be proven that Russia was involved with making Trump president. Thus, they'll get rid of Trump as a president on the books. I've been saying this for years.
You've said that for a long time.
Reality winner gave this paper the information on how Russia was doing this, and they were keeping it hush-hush. The government was keeping it hush-hush. But the people involved with the voting system saw all the emails and everything in the names. They turned it around because of her. And because 2018 was one of the more secure elections, because Russia couldn't get in there. We knew that if it was up to Russia, they would have changed it.
It's going to show that one of Trump's kids were involved. Here's what I'm picking up. Look, this will be the magician, like the lying and the cover-ups. Trump comes through as the Hierophant.
Yeah.
Look, the moon thing's coming. The moon's the keeper of the secrets. Secrets coming to the surface. And look, the devil.
Uh-huh.
And then at the very end, the world, meaning it's going to be like, ooh.
Oh, yeah. Listen, big trouble. Big trouble.
What did you pull? Those swords? Yep.
Yep. The Knight of Swords means people. Oh, the tower. Hello.
Ooh.
The whole world will be like, whoa. We knew it was bad. Listen, if Trump is actually admitting to an interviewee that I got rid of James Comey because otherwise I would no longer be president, what's that tell you?
It's something we all knew anyway. Wow. Ooh, deception. Look at the deception.
And oh my God, this is going to be, a lot of people will be celebrating that the rat was found out.
Well, you know what Trump's going to say? It was rigged. It's a lie. La, la, la.
Oh, it's all fake news.
Exactly.
All of it's fake news. But even when you have them on video,
I know.
Fake news. Even with the grab them by the you-know-what thing.
Oh, yeah.
He at one point even tried to act like somebody used him. Somebody made that film and it was fake.
Oh, I know.
He's
even the call to Georgia, I did nothing wrong. It's the best phone call in the world, best phone call I ever made.
So listen, we were asking about Matt Gaetz.
Oh, he's going to go to jail. He's going to go to jail. I'm sorry?
Did I finish talking about Matt Gaetz with myself?
I don't think you did.
Okay. Is he going to jail for sex trafficking? Yes or no?
I see yes.
It's ending for him. It's ending, you guys. This is Biden. What's Biden doing in there? Justice is coming. Your Honor, I rest my case.
You know, I hate to say
we got through all the questions. A lot of people were asking personal questions, and I don't get into personal questions on these little bits we do.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, it's too hard. If we're doing it live, I don't mind doing it.
I'm going to start doing live. I just don't know how to do it yet. I screw it up.
You just go to, on your thing there on YouTube, it says go live.
Oh, and that's it?
Yeah, and then you have to fill it out. You know, it's very easy.
Do you have your computer you use? Do you have a Mac or do you have?
I have a regular, a PC.
Okay, yeah, because I had to
I can't
download.
use Mac. I've tried. I'm stupid that way.
I got used to Mac, but you know what? You can download Chrome and go on Chrome because I tried it with Safari and it wouldn't let me, but I'll figure it out.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we
So
got any questions?
no, that's it. And listen, I'm going to be doing your favorite astrologer, Andre,
Oh, cool.
in a few minutes. So
Yay.
that's my 2 Monday morning. How you doing? Did you already have your coffee or tea?
Well, this is actually tea, but I put a little ginger ale in it.
Oh, okay.
It's a German fruit tea one of my friends gave me from Germany, and I thought it tastes really good. It's like elderberry, and so I put a little ginger ale in there. It's really good, actually.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's wonderful seeing you, my friend.
Same here, sweetie. Next Monday?
Yeah, and don't forget, you're going to check into Chicago. Maybe you and I doing something out there.
Yes, I am. I got my husband working on a place, and I've got a place in mind. So
Okay.
it's not right in Chicago. It's in Prospect Heights, but it's right on the river. It's kind of cool.
Ooh, I'll throw your happy
Well,
butt.
they have a nice restaurant they have a wonderful this food buffet is amazing. It's a whole
Do they
room.
still do it even with COVID? Most places aren't doing buffets anymore.
I don't know. I'll find out.
Okay.
But they have conference rooms and everything. So
Wow, that's great.
yep. It's
Okay,
all
sweetheart.
right. Love you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.